This is Carmen Dutzman doing Book Summary 1 over The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. So firstly, we learn that subconscious mechanisms impact our daily choices and are often formed as children. Duhigg reports that the basal ganglia in the brain has increased activity when new habits are formed and decreases when automatic or habitual thinking is taking place. Chunking is described as when the brain converts a sequence of actions into automatic routines, thus the root of how habits are formed. Therefore, our brain saves room to focus on more complex tasks. Habits are formed in a three-step loop process. A cue, such as a visual trigger or time of day, tells our brain to go in automatic mode and which habit to use. Then comes the routine, which can be physical, mental, or emotional. Lastly comes the reward, which tells the brain that this particular loop is worth remembering in the future. Rewards can be food, drugs, or feelings of pride and praise. Over time, this becomes more and more automatic, and a craving for the reward develops. Often, habit loops are developed subconsciously, and the ability to control them becomes difficult. In order to change a habit, the first thing that should be done, according to the book, is to recognize the craving and become aware of what is driving the behavior, because again, craving drives habits. In order to change a habit, one keeps the same cue or trigger and reward and only changes the routine of the desired behavior. Examples that are given in the book are when alcoholics utilize AA for recovery. It's also essential to change, for a behavior to change, that one believe that they can change. The book also talks about how groups increase the chances for habit change because belief is stronger in numbers as to when it's individual. When I think of habits, I have myself. I think about finding the motivation to complete my homework, which can be difficult. However, I've developed a habit since being in school. I have a cue, which is my deadline to complete the homework. The routine is to complete it with a coffee from a shop by going somewhere, and the reward is the actual coffee and feeling accomplished when the project is done. Secondly, I think of my mother when I think of change. I will try applying this concept since she is a smoker. She's quit once for a year but was unable to stay nicotine-free, thus helping her determine what her craving is for nicotine and feed it by developing a new routine instead of smoking. Perhaps walking would be something that could take place of the old routine, the nicotine. I find this book pretty interesting thus far.